Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I want to tell you a little story about baked beans and our emotionally delayed reactions. A girlfriend of mine rang me one day and she was standing in Asda, I think it was, but all of you can imagine the scene of whatever local supermarket that you regularly go to. And she said to me through gritted teeth, sort of, I could tell she was half smiling but also furious. And her opening line to me was, and again, I mentioned through the gritted teeth, she said, "You're absolutely right." So I said, "Good morning, Liz. What on earth am I right about?" And she said, "All my emotions are incredibly delayed." And I said, "Okay, where are you and what's going on?" And she said, and I would try to take her off very badly. She said, "I'm standing in the supermarket and I found myself staring at the baked beans. And I've realized, because you have taught me this, that my hands are clenched as if I'm absolutely fit to hit someone and punch their lights out. And I can tell that I'm looking viciously towards the baked beans. If the baked beans were a person, they would run from me. I am clearly absolutely furious. And I hope that the cameras in the supermarket are not on me at the moment, because I will get arrested. I have got so much rage that has suddenly hit me." So I listened to this and I said, "Liz, have you any idea of what event has caught up with you to trigger this rage?" And she said, "Yes, last week someone was very rude to me." Now, stay with me. How many of you have delayed emotional reactions to things? And how many of you are getting triggered emotionally without even realizing it? Because let me tell you, having just published The Pain Paradox, one of the concepts in that book is how our emotions get stuck in our body. And real health, no matter what we are going through, actually requires us to get familiar and comfortable with all of our emotions. So there's a general idea out there where people talk about love and they talk about fear. Well, let me tell you, emotionally, in integrated medicine, we need to be familiar with sadness, or we're in a lack of sadness, and there are degrees of that, anger, and of course, frustration, rage. There are lots of things underneath that anger umbrella. With each of these five, there are lots of subtexts, as it were. Joy, we need to be able to feel joy, and a lot of us are wandering around feeling a complete lack of joy. We don't know how to have a belly laugh. We don't know how to let go. We are stuck emotionally in delayed reactions. Then we also have, which is slightly tricky in the English language, but it's in Spanish, it's simpático. So it's the ability to be sympathetic and almost compassionate towards ourselves and towards other people. That is an emotional state that our body provides for us, and it's connected to the spleen and the stomach. And then you also have the capacity to be frightened or not. So have I mentioned all five? And then there's sadness. I think I mentioned that at the beginning. So please just listen to this just for a few minutes and see whether you are like my lovely, lovely friend who realized that she definitely had delayed emotional reactions, and she was never emotionally available to her own life, let alone other people's, until she learned to become familiar and feel safe with her emotions. So if that is you, then please contact me, because I will help you get familiar with your emotional states, and that alone can impact any emotional, physical, or even spiritual pain that you're in. Take huge care. Bye bye.